Hi guys, welcome back. Today I am going to do a tag. I didn't record yesterday. I couldn't find quiet time to record anything, but I still had a tag that I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my Tag Tuesday episodes into my playlist. So if anyone's looking for it, it will be there. But I wanted to share with you what I'm working on. And as you can see, I just can't make one. And because they're just so much fun. So they're just, super simple. I'm using up some of my, I call them my decorative paper. Just kind of like, maybe journaling. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to call them yet. But you'll see it once, you already know by now. But I haven't decided yet. And yeah, so this is what we're making. I have a piece of the manila, beige color cardstock in the back. And then I have a piece of the Kraft paper to go on the top. We're just going to be using an eyelet to kind of keep everything together. And I'm using up some of my fun little charms, my paper charms, to add just kind of a fun element to it. I have them all in this little treasure chest. Cute, right? And then I'm using up a lot of my stamps. So we're going to be doing a lot of stamping. And the stamping is only going to be going on the top part here and on the front page. I'm also bringing out some of my rolls of washi tape that I got from Journalsay. So I'm going to be using that. I'm also using my huge blending brush to kind of cover up this back portion. And I'm mainly using this just to kind of give it some type of sturdiness so that it's not super flimsy, because of the fact that these papers that I'm using, they are pretty thin. But I just thought that they might be fun, and I wanted to get back into my grunge since last week I used up a lot of color in my my projects. And let's see, using some Jute Twine. I have my VersaFine Clair, archival ink depending. Vintage Photo is what I'm going to be using to distress the beige cardstock, and then the scorched timber is going to go all around that. So I have a few ink pads out. I'm also using my large washies that have the little backing on them. So I'm using those. I'm also using my smaller eyelets and any other little tidbits. So get out your favorite stamps, get out some of your papers, your deco paper that you have, the decorative paper, so we can start using them up, because I have such a collection now that I needed to figure out some way to use them, and I thought that this would be a perfect opportunity to do that. And we're stamping, so which is one of my favorite things to do anyway. So here we have one, and I again only stamping the front, and then here's another one, and I do stamp on both sides of the craft paper, the top. So here's another one. Aren't they cute? And look, so what I did with these, because some of them are, they have a bunch of print, so you really can't actually write on it. And so what I did was I used the back side and then used it like this, and this could just be decorative piece, and then use this as another writing page, and then there's the back. So different options. Here's these, which are the mushroom papers that I'll show you in a minute, and I just kind of brought these down to size, and they actually have space on them to write on, so I thought let's use those. Here again is some more of that paper, and again choosing papers that I knew had some writing space on there. And then here's this one, again using the back side of the papers. This one had different color papers on them, and so I just used the back sides. And then for these, instead of using up my cello sticker tape from Tim Holtz, I don't know if you remember, if you've been with me for a minute, you remember I used some vellum and I just kind of inked it with some of my alcohol inks and I let it dry. And so this is just vellum paper. And so I'm cutting that into little strips to kind of use as if it was the cello tape. So there's that idea. If I can find, I don't remember, but if I can find the video that I did that, I'll try to link that down below. But so yeah, let's get started. These are, again, super simple. I have some fun little papers, again, that I hauled from Journalsay. If you didn't watch that video, I'll link that down below as well. And we're just gonna kind of cut these down to size. So depending on what size you want, I'm going to be using my little, what is this called? The with the ridges, the decal edge ruler. Is that what it's called? And so I'm just going to kind of go through, and I have my scratch piece of paper underneath here so that when I start to, let's do this a little bit thinner. When I start to stamp, I won't mess up my little mat. So just eyeballing it on the first one, and then the second is where I'll actually kind of use as my guide. And I usually do about 4 pages. I feel like that's a good amount for my eyelet, because we're also going to be using the thick cardstock, the Kraft Paper, and that one's super thick. And so you want to kind of make sure that you have space or enough, you know, wiggle room to kind of get that the eyelet kind of squeezed in. So let's keep going. I love this paper. Isn't this cute? So this is some type of coffee dyed, like faux. It's like a faux coffee dyed paper. So I'm just gonna rip these. I need one more after this one. So let me do just this last one. I'm gonna do a little bit, let's kind of keep it in the middle because it's easier for me to grab when I have to rip it. So again, doesn't have to be exact, just kind of roundabout the same size. So, you know, I thought my schedule was going to be a little bit easier now that my 2 youngest girls are back in school. It's not. It's still, you know, been a little, because I help my husband with our business. That's been kind of taking, and he gets really busy, especially in the summertime. So it's been a little trying at times, to say the least. Let's put this one in the front, and then we'll just add this here. Now, so here we have that. Now I'm going to get, and I already have these like pre-cut, so I'm just going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it to where it's a little bit off to the side. It's not completely backing the whole thing. See, I'm gonna leave just a tiny bit of an edge all around it, just so that you can't see it through the other side. So I'm just gonna mark it to where I can see, and I'm going to use, this is my top page, I'm going to use my regular ruler. And again, doesn't have to be exact. Let's do it this way first. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. And let's do it this way so that I could see, make sure that I have somewhat of a straight cut. So there's that. Now with this, and someone had mentioned, oh, you know, that these are going to be really cool to blend and a lot faster. Well, let me tell you, I think I'm gonna get more of these because these are so much easier to use to blend because they cover so much more space and it's so smooth. I really, really like these. So I will be ordering more just to kind of use for my inks that I know for a fact that I use them more, like especially my vintage photo, maybe the tea dye, maybe scorched timber. So I have two. I might have to get a couple more. So let me get this. Now this is 2 inches. This is 2 inches wide. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is a 2-inch wide strip. So that's just kind of to give you an example of, let me do it this way, of how thick I have it. And then I'll use my scoreboard just to make sure that I get it right in the middle. So now I'm going to just kind of eyeball where I want this. Oops, I got both of them. So I think I'm just going to cut it right about here. Just trying to make sure that I have it semi-straight. Doesn't have to be, but there's that. I am going to use, just because it's cardstock, it's the Kraft paper, I feel like it's super thick. So it's just easier for me to get that fold right if I use my little scoreboard. Okay, now this is where I want to start stamping. So let's see what I want to use. I did get out some of my stamps that I thought would be fun. I do want to use maybe, you know, the OG basic ones. So I have my Eccentric, I have the Tidbits, and I have, which one is this one? The Field Notes. I have those out. But let's do this one. I think this one might fit pretty good there. So not really trying to get a theme, but just to kind of find something that it's just random, very random. I like to use my VersaFine Clear for my cardstock because it does ink a lot better. So let's do this one, put this here, and I am going to do both sides, but I like to have them different. So there's that one. A little crooked, but that's okay. And let's see. A little something off to the side. So let's get this. I might just keep that open. Put that off to the side here. And another little one. Maybe we'll just put these little stars. I'm just doing it off to the side because in the middle I know is where my eyelet is going to go. So I'm not going to worry about that. Now let's switch it over and then do it this side. Let's use, let's do this one that says Condemned. Maybe just the one on the back. So with these, there's really no right or wrong. You use whatever paper you have. You can use up your scraps. You can use up some of your deco paper. I say deco, but it's decorative. You know, the little printed decorative paper. You can use up those. And then you can also do it any size, cut any width, any length. to whatever, you know, you want to do. So the sky's the limit, and any style. I'm just going back to my my love for grunge is what I'm doing. I do want to use up, let's do this. Is this one it? I always get confused with the two. Yeah, it's this one. And I'm going to use the scorched timber to kind of grunge up this. This is just going to be our little top layer. Okay. And let's do a little bit on this one too. I don't have to do the top. Nobody's going to see that part. But I kind of like the combo of the vintage photo with the edges to be darker, which is the scorched timber. I just think that that looks really cool. You can stamp this too if you wanted to, but I'm not. It's all up to you. Because these are more just to kind of add as pockets or something. Not as pockets, but in pockets. Or just bookmarks, you know, little places where you want to actually add some journaling spaces. So we're going to do this. I'm going to use my vintage photo to just kind of distress a little bit. I'm not going to do each one, but just the edges here. So I'm just going to fan them out just a little bit, just to see if I can get all of them. This one goes this way. Just to fan this out, and then just get rid of a little bit of that white from the core of our papers. There. Now, let's put this on there so that I know which one is which. Now we're going to just kind of put everything together, making sure we have everything how we want it. Lining up my papers here on the top. Lining this up back here. Again, super simple. I know that I'm not the first to do this. I just really wanted to use up some of my papers that I had, and I just thought that this might be fun. Okay, now before I do this, before I forget, because I did this kind of at the end after I had already made my other ones, is when I decided that I wanted to use little eyelets to add the little charms. And so that's what we're going to do. Let's open this up. I'm going to use my little eyelet. I'm going to put this more up here at the top. And then get one of my little eyelets here. Let's do a black one. And then I am going to use a jump ring to add it. I don't want to use any of the little bulb pins. I'm going to use one of my larger jump rings. So I have one of these, and let's choose a cute, let's see, one of our charms here. Now these I actually made from the sticker roll, from Journalsay. I said that funny, Journalsay. You know that roll of stickers that has the faux fabric labels? So I made some with that. I made some with the number ones, the same style. And then I also made some with the kind of the steampunk that has the little gears on them. I made some of those too. This one would actually look really cool. So these are a little bit thinner. I think I only use maybe like two, I think it's like two or three of the layers. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even think of what I wanted to say. So that's all. And let's see, let me get out my little pliers here, and then we're just going to attach this so that it's a lot easier for us to put together, because having to do this when it's already attached to the rest is a little bit harder. So I think I did that the wrong side. Darn it. I did it backwards. You know, this part is always the part that confuses me. So let's just flip this around, see if I can get it to go the right way now. There it goes. Perfect. Okay. Now, before we put everything together, let's go ahead and start stamping. You know what? I want to roughen this up a little bit. All of the items that I'm using, I will try to link it down below so that you know what's going on. I like to kind of help you guys out with the links when possible. There, that's better. Okay, now let's see. Let's do this big 5 off to the corner. So we're just gonna have fun stamping. I was trying to say everything at the same time. That happens to me a lot. That I feel like my brain works a lot faster than my mouth, and so I end up combining a couple words. Let's do this one here. Oops, wrong way. Come on. So again, let's keep this open. Just making sure I have ink all over, making sure you could see what I'm doing. So just a little collage of stamping. Let's see. Let's do one of these little sinister looking men. These little guys crack me up. I think they're too funny, but I think they'll look cute on this. So I don't want to go too far up in my stamping because I know that the little cover part is gonna cover that. So let's put him right in the middle here. Pressing that down good. Ooh, see? That's a good one. Okay. And then maybe adding these dots. I like those. We can put these over here. Very cool. And then, what else? Let's do this, but we're going to put it sideways in the middle. Here. Because I do want to use some of the tape, and I think I'm going to use it on this side. So I think maybe that might be it. Let's see how, like, which one should we use? Should we use one of my measuring tape ones? Maybe this one. Or this one is really cool too, isn't it? Let me take them out of the box. Then I have these that look like either zippers or stitching or something. So let's see. Which am I digging more? I think I'm liking this one. Should we try this or this one? No, let's do this one. I don't know if I use this one yet. I'll have to check through my other ones. But this one does have a backing on them, which is really nice. So I'm just going to take off this little piece of tape. And then I can add this here. Yeah, I kind of like that, right? So we can put this up here like that. I like it. So let's take this off. Come on. There it is. And then just kind of add this right at the edge, but still being able to see like that deckled edge, which I think is really cool. Ooh, fun. Let me get my scissors and cut this off. How does that look? I like it. Then we can add a little piece of this. And I'm just going to cut like a little piece. And to glue this down, because it is vellum, I don't want to use my art glitter glue. So I'll just use this and I just kind of rub it on my little stick of glue here. And it's just a little bit better. And I think I'll add this right about here. And I love that it's vellum because you can still see through. Very cute. Very cute. All right, I think we can actually put them together now. So let's put this, kind of line everything up how we want it. And then we can use our, excuse me, we can use our eyelet to put it on. Yeah. I'm going to use the bigger, the 3/16 hole. Let me make sure that I have this kind of in the middle. Then I need to switch this out. And get my eyelet and the little washer part of it. Get these back lined up because I should have done all of that before, but I am going to use, because this punch isn't wide enough for my eyelet, because these eyelets are bigger. I got these from Temu. And so I have to kind of widen the hole just a tiny bit. Now I could go in, put it like this, and I pushed this in by accident. There. Isn't that cute? See, now we have our little journaling spots. And to finish it off, I'm just going to use a little bit of my Jute Twine. And we are ready to go. Isn't that cute? So there it is. Nice, right? So that's it, you guys. I think we're going to make this a short video, but you guys have kind of an idea of how I made these. They're super cute. Let me take out this so that it's easier to see all of them. So again, just kind of adding little fun stuff, kind of getting them a little bit grungy, and using up stamps. Just kind of go to town using up your stamps and your little charms and your decorative paper that you have lying around that you don't know what to do with. So here's an option. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. As you can see, I'm having a lot of fun making these. I do have another fun little project for you for Fridays, so don't forget to come back for that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that jazz, and I will see you guys in the next video. Also, don't forget, all of my links are down below. If anyone needs to contact me, my email is there. My Etsy shop, I'm going to try to get out some new dangles pretty soon, so I'm working on that. So make sure you favorite my Etsy shop, so when I do post new items on there, then you will get notified. Also, my Amazon storefront, the majority of the items that I use are all linked there, and they all are by category. I've been trying really hard to get the categories down a little bit more specific so that it's easier for you to search through them. It doesn't cost you anything to use those links. I do get a little bit of a commission, but it's very tiny, and it's nothing that charges you to use them, so that's, you guys don't have to worry about that. And also I have my buy me a coffee also linked down below. That's just a little, you know, if you want to help with my channel so that I can continue to bring you fun content, that's linked down below as well. And oh, my Instagram, I always post my pictures on Instagram, and so my Instagram link is also linked down below, and the supply list. So I'll make sure I'll get all of that out. So thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.